It's Friday, everybody. Welcome to Bearcats Daily. As always, I'm your host, Blake Thornton. Appreciate you tuning in today. It is Wear Red Friday. We remember everyone deployed. Thank you to our men and women of our armed services out there serving our country every single day, and to our first responders as well, keeping us safe and healthy back here at home. A little bit of news going around the campus. Some new news going on, as the Kelsey brothers would say. They did announce that the UC Dayton basketball game that's picking back up and going back to campuses will be going on Saturday, November 14th, 2026. They have not released the start time for that yet. I'm going to guess a 7 o'clock start, but who knows? So yeah, UC versus Dayton, mark it in your calendars at the University of Dayton, Saturday, November 14th, 2026. UC plays Dayton. We're going back on campus. They did put out a new poll, not a poll, I should say, but a statistic that since 2020, they ranked the total amount of draft picks coming out of each school in college football. And UC was tied for 24th in college football for the most draft picks since 2020. Now, what's interesting about that is you have to remember, most of those draft picks are within the last 4 years. We'll say about 4 years. And then there's 6 drafts, and 4 of those, basically one of those, really set us way up there in that pick. If they could have continued that momentum with Fickle, we could be in the top 10 in draft picks. So football's been turning out, guys. It's been very well to see. Hopefully they continue on. But the best news coming out for us, and one thing that I am absolutely thrilled about, is we got news that the big three for our UC baseball team are returning. Quentin Coates announced on Twitter, or X, whatever you call it, that he will be returning next year. Enzo, our Big 12 Freshman of the Year, has announced he's coming back. And of course, Derek Pitts also announcing he will be returning next year to play for UC baseball. So obviously everyone just thrilled to hear that news. Guys that are just at the top of their game right now and only going to get better. Only going to get better for them as they go, which is going to just boost that much more. Not only the team, but recruiting. And this is a big thing where I think football is lacking. And it's really the only sport lacking right now for UC. Basketball, they're recruiting, getting guys in the building, getting big-time recruits. Baseball's bringing back players every year, and that's going to build into recruiting. Your current roster does help gain more talent through the transfer portal and recruits, and let me explain why. If I'm a recruit looking around at a school and I have options, let's say we narrow it down to 3 options. I've got a school that's returning their players. I've got a school that goes into the transfer portal every single year to build their roster. And then I got a school that relies heavily on just their recruiting class coming in. They get guys in and then they're gone. I'm going to look at who's got the longevity. I want to play with the best players because that gets me as an athlete to pick their brain. I get to look at them and think, okay, I'm going to learn from these guys. Quentin, Derek, and Enzo are 3 guys that a incoming freshman or a transfer guy, you can always get work the portal, can come into the building and think, okay, these 3 are currently the best at what they do. Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Perfect guy to learn from in Enzo. Quentin Coates setting home run records like it's nothing. Derek Pitts out in the field with his glove, just playing lights out and getting it done with the bat. These are guys that can not only benefit younger talent that's coming in, but also if I get a recruit in the building, I'm going to send them to them. Be like, listen, these are the guys. These are the captains. These are the ones you're going to look forward to. And that relationship that they develop with them in that moment can be just massive, pay massive dividends down the line when it comes to them making a decision. Now, yes, every school has these. They have guys they're going to set them up with. But it is vital to keep talent in the building every single year. Football has not been doing that. We really have turned over our roster quite a bit. And it shows in our recruiting. Hopefully, these guys coming back next year with the success that they had this year that they put on tape for the world to see will pay off in the transfer portal and in the recruiting classes moving forward. It's not just in baseball that we have guys coming back. I mean, you look at the football team side of things, we are returning 3 very core pieces of an offensive line that was one of the top 5 lines in all of college football last year. That's one thing that blew my mind when I heard that Sorsby was leaving. The fact that he just did not get touched. They protected him so well. Our running game wasn't as good as it's been. There is a little bit of give and take there. But in terms of just sheer talent, our offensive line has been just a bedrock foundation for this team. Absolute stalwart of a line, both in the pass game and in the run game. And there's three guys that really lock it down for them. We have a left tackle, Joe Cotton. Now, one thing with this guy is he's got the tackle build. He's 6'7", 315 pounds, does a very good job of mirroring edge rushers on the pass. He's got great footwork for a big guy. Pays off huge having that footwork at his side, especially being a tackle. These days, tackles are no longer just the big guys that just stay put. They've got to move their feet, and he does that. He's very physical from the line of scrimmage. Very, very physical. Just gets his hands on you, massive hands, and just pops you right down to the ground. Now, where he's kind of got to work a little bit is when he is pulling, because remember, we do have tackle traps. Colleges do run tackle pulls on plays. A little bit needs to get that footwork down, getting that transfer and get moving. That can be something he's working on this offseason along with his punch accuracy. A lot of guys, there's a lot of hand fighting that goes on. If you're not a lineman, you may not know that. When you're doing a pass block, you're not just going out and sticking your hands out, grabbing on and holding on. It is a punch and keep, but you're keeping contact. You're keeping them off you. You don't want to get them leverage, and you're keeping your eyes downfield. That is a very big thing when it comes to accuracy and getting it in the chest and getting guys off their route. So these are things I'm hoping he's working on going into this offseason. I should say current offseason, and really will benefit him down the line when it comes to this season. That is one place I definitely think he can improve on. Now, we do have our left guard, his stalemate on the left side. Evan Tingesdahl, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Tingesdahl? Oh, boy, if I butcher that, I am so sorry. I've never said it out loud till now. But he got all Big 12 honors last season. Probably the best run blocker on the line, and probably, I would hesitate to guess, one of the top 10 linemen in all of college football when it comes to run blocking. He's got massive hands, 10-inch hands, where he's kind of, he's about 6'4". He's not the tallest guy ever for a lineman, but he's got a 6'8" wingspan. So massive reach with big hands. It's going to be tough for guys to basically avoid contact and get off that block when you're that big. Now, I'm not saying he's going to sit there and hold him with his big wingspan or his big hands for holding and get flags. What that does is that gives him a lot of give and take when it comes to his feet and his reach on picking up a double block, having a linebacker come off the edge, combo blocks. It really allows his range to become that much bigger when picking up guys during a pass rush or run block. Very quick feet. He's quick off the ball, getting off the ball quick and beating the guys to that first punch, getting them on their heels. Really, that's huge. If you're getting 2 to 3 yards of push from that O-line, it's really tough for defenses to stop you. So we need to see that coming in for this, no doubt. And then, of course, right guard, Teron Teo. He's 6'3", 325. Stud of a kid, transferred in, had a great career so far. A little bit of improvement still need to go. Footwork maybe needs to come on a little bit. Being a guard at his size, he almost could play tackle. I just don't know if his footwork is necessarily going to be there yet. He can still develop. UC is known for developing offensive linemen. Obviously, you look at the last couple years, we build offensive linemen that go to the draft. And I have no doubt 100% that they can make it in the draft. They are currently looking at our left guard, Evan. He's projected about in the 4th round, around pick 100 for next year's draft, and that can only go up. So I'm thinking he'll be about a 3rd round pick for a team next year, especially coming in at the line that he plays. Joe Cotton as well, I think, is a 4th or 5th round pick. They just pump out talent on offensive line into the draft. It's really a great thing to see. As a former lineman, and I coach linemen now, I love seeing linemen develop and be successful and get into the NFL, and UC's been doing that quite well, I'd say, for the recent history of them. And down the road, that's just going to bring guys into the building. If I'm an offensive lineman and I see UC is sending 3 to 4 offensive linemen every year to the NFL draft, look, if your goal is to make the NFL, which if you're playing college football, hopefully it is, you should want to get to UC. They develop linemen. They're getting guys into the draft. That would be a recruiting bit for me to get guys into the building and to be able to keep building that depth at the offensive line, which you desperately need. You got to have depth at the line. What's going to hurt Evan is he stops his feet in the pass rush, and I think that's why his draft capital or stock is in the 4th round. When he's running his pass block and you're watching film on him, once he gets contact with the rushers, his feet stop moving. Now, he's strong and he's big, so he can lock guys up, but you've got to keep those feet moving because if they're running a stunt, you've got to pick up and try to get a chip. You've got to be able to move your feet. So this is all stuff that they, of course, hopefully have noticed in the coaching staff and are working with these guys in the offseason to help develop that. Obviously, we don't know for sure in the building, but I would think if you're trying to develop and get better, these should be easy things that they can figure out. Now, I'm going to close this out before we get into our weekend here. We've been talking, all week doing a college football playoff prediction. And, of course, right now we are going into the semifinals. We have Indiana playing OSU and Oregon playing Miami. Those are the 2 matchups. This Indiana-Ohio State one's an interesting one. I think it'll be a repeat of the Big Ten championship just like it was last year. Unfortunately for Indiana, I think Ohio State will get the job done this time around, and they move on to the championship. And then you'll have Oregon and Miami will be the other semifinal matchup. Miami made a deep run last year, obviously making it all the way to the championship. I just don't think they're going to be able to beat Oregon. Oregon is a stacked team. They have absolutely murdered the draft classes the last 2 years and really built a team with veteran knowledge and just amazing athletic skill. So Oregon gets it done. Oregon, Ohio State in the championship. This will be a rematch, for those of you who may not remember, of Ohio State, Oregon in the 2014, I believe it was 2015, excuse me, college football playoff. I think that was the first year, if my memory serves me right. And Ohio State won that game. That had Adolphus Washington, and for Ohio State, Mike Stanfield was playing for Oregon. He's another Cincinnati guy. Both of them went to Taft High School. I've got Oregon winning this rematch, winning it all. So Oregon will be is my prediction for this year's National Football Championship. And UC will be in a bowl game, ideally. If not, Satterfield has to go. And Lord knows we've beat that drum a lot on this show about Satterfield's do or die situation this year. If you don't get to a bowl game and you don't win, I think you got to cut ties and just hope you can rebuild from there. But we got a weekend to celebrate and just enjoy being off and enjoying our time. So please hold your loved ones close. Life is short as is. Never miss a moment to say thank you to those, our first responders and military men and women. Life's just too short, guys. So I hope you're enjoying it. I want to thank you for joining us here on Bearcats Daily. I've been enjoying talking and hanging out with you guys, talking Bearcats every day. So until Monday, as always, like, subscribe. See you next time.